In this home workout, we're going to be doing a balance of upper body strength training and lower body flexibility. So we'll start with 5 rounds of strength training for the chest, back, and shoulders, paired with stretching for the hip flexors and hamstrings. Then we'll do 4 rounds of a supplementary circuit for rotator cuff strengthening exercises, shoulder stability, and core work. Click the link in the description to download the full program card. Here we go for the warm-up, everybody. The Yanni's down doing horizontal running. Of course, you can do any cardio movement that you would like to do. We also do high knees or stepping and punching or squat jumps or burpees or even just air squats, body weight squats, anything that gets your heart rate up. You can see Yanni's transitioned to burpees now. But we really want to go for it here. Your best effort for 60 seconds. The idea is that you are really warmed up, that your heart rate is pumping, that the blood is pumping through your body. And there's a whole lot of things that go on when you do high intensity cardio like this to start your workout off. It prepares the body. It sends all the right signals through the system to say, we're about to do a workout now. Gets the blood from the organs down into the muscles, into the ends of your arms and legs where you need it. Finishing strong, everybody. We're almost done. 60 seconds is almost over. Keep it going. Well done. Okay, standing up and getting into some spine mobility. So we'll start with the neck a little bit here. Just a few gentle neck circles, changing directions. Great work. Now we're doing full spine circles here. So full spine circles. So we're going from the hips right up to the head. You want to make sure that your head moves more than everything else when you do these spine circles. So when you lean back, you really lean right back, going all the way around. And now Yanni's doing some of these lateral torso leans. So trying to isolate the movement to the shoulders. Few spine waves here. These ones are definitely more challenging and take a little bit of time to get used to, but you'll get better at them over time. So just do your best effort for the spine waves. Now we're down into the wrist routine. So down on the ground, we're just going side to side, leaning forward, just warming up the wrists a little bit. Now we're going on the back of the hands. Make sure those elbows are straight. You want to keep the elbows straight, pushing the hands firmly into the ground so the whole back of the hand is flat on the ground. Now turn the hands out and you're leaning back a little bit towards the body. Make sure the palms are flat on the ground, side to side. Then we turn the hands in, keep the elbows straight, lean back and go side to side. Now we do a few wrist circles. Try to keep the arms still and just move the wrist both directions, change directions. Great work. Now we're doing a couple of first knuckle push-ups. So you want to keep the elbows as straight as you can here and keep the thumb off the ground. Try to keep the shoulders over the hands. Okay, now we're doing wrist rocks, wrist push-ups. So just go down onto the wrist and then push back up. Finger push-ups. All of these exercises here are just to switch on the muscles, get the body primed for the upper body workout that we're about to do. Okay, now we're doing wrist rocks to finish off the wrist routine. Okay, now finger pulls, palms on the ground, pulling the fingers right up towards you. Okay, now a couple of elbow flicks like this. Make sure you really flick quite fast on the way out when you do it, and then you can change directions as well. Okay, closed kinetic chain circles, hands together, circling the elbows, but keeping the hands still. So the hands are on the ground. Then change directions. And now we're doing the shoulder routine. So we're going to pull the arms back and do small circles as the arms come up above the head. Keep the elbows straight, and once the arms get right up, we're going to change directions with the circles. So now we're going to change directions and go back down, but you're always trying to pull your arms back so that you're getting a really nice range of motion, especially for the chest muscles, the anterior deltoids, the biceps. Okay, now we're just gently pulling the arms back as we slowly come up. So this is an activation drill for the scapular stabilizers. Right up above the head. And now really big circles, and we want to make sure as we go forward, we're going to protract the shoulder blades, then we're going to depress, then retract, and then elevate the shoulders, keeping the elbows straight, going through full range of motion with the shoulder, and that of course includes the shoulder blades. Great work. Now we change directions. Full range of motion, protracting, elevating, retracting, and depressing. If you're not sure what that terminology is, just ask us in the Facebook group and we'll help you. It is, we talk about it through the tutorials a little bit as well. You'll learn more about it as you go on with your journey with us, with the UMS. And this one is just loosening up the arms. So we're just standing up and really just swinging the hips from side to side. Yanni's not thinking about his shoulders there. Okay, and now we're just flicking the arm down just to get some blood circulating through the arm, changing sides. All right, now we're getting down for our core activation, laying on the ground, hollow body hold. If you can't do the full hollow body hold, you'll just do a bent knee, but you must have your lower back pushed firmly into the ground, and you're going to keep the knees straight, arms straight, shoulders up off the ground, so you're really activating the core here. Now we go to the side, we're doing the side dish. Keep the elbows straight on the lower arm, keep the ear touching the shoulder, lift your legs off the ground and lift your shoulder off the ground, so you're really using the obliques, the muscles in the side of your core. Now we're going down to the arch body hold. Arms straight, legs straight, lifting the arms up as high as you can, lifting the legs up off the ground several inches. And onto the other side for the side dish. Keep that elbow straight, keep the ear touching the shoulder. Great work, tribe. Well done. Let's get into your workout. Okay, we're going to kick off this workout. I'm going to be doing it with you in real time, so make sure you've got all your equipment set up. We've got our towel here set up for pulling exercises. If you don't know how to do that, there's a video for you showing you how to do it. The preferred option, of course, is a proper pull-up bar or some gymnastics rings, so you can get those door-mounted pull-up bars with gymnastics rings. If you have a look at that picture on the screen there, you can get those on Amazon, and they are without a doubt the first piece of equipment that you want to be getting for your home workout space. If you don't have one of those and you're willing to invest a small amount to get a much better workout, get one of those, or get a pull-up bar somewhere where you can hang gymnastics rings. It will completely change the way that you do your home workouts. So of course you can click the exercise alternatives if you do have that in the app, and you can select the full pull-up version that you're going to be doing. All right, here we go, team. I'm going to start my timer. Okay, we're getting ready to go in 10 seconds. Get my app ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go, team. All right, into our push-up. So we do a slow, controlled eccentric and then back up. You always want to be doing the version of the exercise that you can maintain this good, controlled 3-second eccentric for the required reps, okay? And in this workout, what we're looking for is somewhere between 3 and 8 repetitions. So I know that's a big rep range, so I'm going to record my reps now. So that's a big rep range, but the reason why we do that is because the only thing that really matters is the quality. And if you can't do good quality reps, if you can't get all the way down with controlled eccentric and back up for at least 3 reps, then we regress and we do an easier version. If you can do all 5 sets of 8 reps, that's when you do the harder version, okay? So I'm onto my loaded stretch. Now, ideally for this, if you have any weights at home, and I'll show you how to do that after round one, you'll use the weights, but we're presuming this is a home workout. You've got no equipment, so I'm just going to do this with a towel, and I'm going to be pulling myself down towards the ground, holding it for 30 seconds. Okay. Keep the knees completely straight. Keep the back straight so we're feeling that good stretch in the hamstrings. If you're not as flexible as I am, it might look like this for you, but just don't round your back. We want to try and really hinge at the hip so you get that good stretch in the hamstrings. I think I've got about 10 seconds left to go on this one. Okay. So we always do, you always select the version of the exercise that's going to be right for you, and I'll show you how to do that in just a sec with the app. So we're going for our pull-ups now. So if you don't have your pull-up bar, this is of course what you'll be doing. You'll be doing your door-mounted pull-ups. We're going to pull hard and then down for 1, 2, 3 till the arms are completely straight. Pull the shoulder blades down, then pull. So you always start and finish your pull-up with the scapula. So like that, and then we start, pull, 1, 2, 3, pull, 2, 3. And you want to really be thinking about using your arms and your lats, your shoulder muscles as much as you can, and your feet are just assisting you as much as is necessary to get those reps done. Okay, so I'll just record my loaded hamstring stretch quickly. Okay, here we go. And onto my pull-ups. I did 8 reps. Okay, all right, into the couch stretch. So the way I use the UMS app for my workouts, because obviously I don't normally watch myself doing the follow along routine. So tuck the hips forward so you get that posterior tilt, push the bum back so we get the stretch down here. I don't watch myself doing the follow along workouts, but if I did, and this is the way a lot of our senior students do it, I would have a second device with the follow along workout. So an iPad or a second phone, an old phone, whatever you want to do, where you're logged in and you just press play. And then you have your primary device using it just like I am. So you just record your reps and weight, change sides, the amount of weight you lift or the amount of reps you do or any of that. You just record that after, straight after you do each exercise. So just like what I'm doing, you see me do an exercise and then I just go down and record it. If you've only got one device and you can't, switch back and forth between the follow along, you can just use a pen and paper. So you just have the device playing the follow along workout, just record the amount of reps you did or the amount of time that you held each stretch for. And then at the end of the workout, you just go in and just record the data for all of the exercises. Okay, so we've got 40 seconds till we start the second round. So if you have a look at this, so here I've got the push-up, but if I tap on the push-up there, it brings up all the exercise alternatives, okay? And so what I do is I just choose the exercise that's right for me based on my ability, okay? And that, of course, that takes a little bit of practice. You might not know that straight away when you're doing your first UMS workout, but the quality of the reps is the only thing that matters. It's not the exercise progression you do. All right, starting in 5 seconds, starting round 2, good quality reps, 3 seconds eccentric, at least 3 to 8 reps. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and it doesn't matter if you do as many reps as I do. That's because you might only be doing 5 reps if that's what you can get. The way that calisthenics works is you have this rep range, you choose the progression that suits your level of strength. And a lot of you might not be able to do push-ups, okay? And if you can't do push-ups, you can see in the exercise alternatives, there's the low incline push-up or push-ups on your knees. There's always an alternative. And if you really can't do something, you just work eccentric reps. So that would mean, like for the push-ups, I'd just go down like this and then put my knees on the ground, come back up and then go down again, okay? So if you do have any weights at home, then the preferred option for this stretch, this loaded hamstring stretch, is just with a bit of weight. Okay, just like this. We hold for 30 seconds. So loaded stretching is such a good way to get flexible. It helps me to go deeper into the stretch, but it also loads my muscles with an isometric contraction, which helps me to get stronger whilst I get more flexible, and that's really important. We want strength through range, and this way that we combine strength and flexibility into every workout, it's the most efficient way that I've seen to get strong and flexible, because, you know, the other option is that you have to think of flexibility as this separate workout that you do, or this thing you do at the end of the workout if you've got time or energy, and who's ever got that? I don't. So this is the best way to get it done that I've found. Okay, so we go for our pull-ups. And again, if you've got your pull-up bar or your gymnastics rings, you'll do one of the full versions. One, two. Most important thing is that you think of those coaching cues. So we're going to initiate by pulling the shoulders back and down, pull up hard, keep the shoulders down as you're coming down, and be intentional with end ranges. So I'm really pulling as far as I can here, and being intentional with the end range at the bottom is making sure that I go to a dead hang. Okay? And this will transfer into full pull-ups later when you've got your pull-up set up. Highly recommend that the first thing you do, I'm just going to record my reps now. I'll do my push-ups, and then my hamstring stretch, and then my... See, it's really quick if you just do it like that. Okay, I know I'm going to get 30 seconds on this, so I can record that, then go back there. All right, here we go. On the couch stretch. And because we're doing lower body flexibility between upper body strength movements, there's absolutely no interfering with the recovery of the muscles that I'm using for strength. So it's very efficient, you know. I'm letting my upper body relax, but I'm doing lower body flexibility, and it actually does a lot of really good things, because you can stretch much further in a fatigued state. So because my nervous system is fatigued, when I do these stretches, I've just finished pull-ups or I've just finished push-ups, it's much harder for it to tighten up the muscles. And flexibility training is much more about hacking the nervous system and delaying the neural inhibitors that prevent you from getting more flexible. It's not about making your muscles more elastic. Your muscles are already elastic. And you know what's really cool? 30-second holds are more beneficial than long holds with stretching, but more sets are beneficial. So rather than doing one or two really long 2 or 3 minute sets, doing 5 30-second sets like what we're doing in this workout is far more beneficial, produces better results. And yeah, so it's really, it's a great way to you know, get the most out of your training. We're doing really well, team. This is the end of round 2. We've got 30 seconds left before we start round 3. So how do you know when to progress with progressions? It's very important that you can do the same amount of reps for all sets. It's not good to do 8 push-ups in the first set, then 6 in the second, and then 4 in the third, and then barely be able to do 3 in the fourth and fifth. It would be much more beneficial if you did 5 sets of 6 reps. That's really important. And then you try for 7 reps in this next workout. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And if you got 7 reps in, say, the first 2 sets, but then only 6 reps in the next couple, then you would just keep doing 7 until you can do 7 reps for all 5 sets. And then you'd go to 8, and that's progressive overload. That's how progressive overload works. And then once you can do all 5 sets for 8 or 9 reps with really good technique. So it has to be with good technique. Like the 5th set should look very similar to the first set. So I'll do the towel again here, but remember, preference, if you've got any weight at home, is to use the weight. And once all 5 sets, you can do 8 or 9 reps with really good technique. That's when you move to the next progression. And that's how we use progressive overload. That's how you continually get better with your training, with your calisthenics training. For the lower body workouts, it doesn't work so much like that because the progressions aren't, you know, when you're using calisthenics for shoulder strength like this, for upper body strength, it's absolutely like we're using leverage to, you know, increase or decrease intensity. So by going to the next progression is a way to challenge your muscles more and get more muscle growth, more strength. But with the lower body workouts, what's really, really useful is to have some weights. So after you've got your pull-up bar, the second thing to get would be some weight to have at home, like some dumbbells, some kettlebells, and you want a variety, you know. And it depends how big you are and how strong you are as to how heavy you'd need to go. But, you know, the more variety of weight you've got with the dumbbells, the better your workout's going to be. Here we go. 1, 2. So it doesn't matter if you're not doing the same amount of reps as me. You can see in the UMS app, you can see there's the rep range for each exercise or how long the holds should be. And that's what you aim for. That's written within the primary or supplementary workout. You can see it there on the screen, just underneath the exercise description in the tutorial video. I always lose count when I'm doing these follow along videos. It's really hard for me to be talking to you guys while I'm still counting. Okay, here we go. I like to go straight into my stretches because if you mess around before you get into the stretch, the time of the workout can really be blown out. And this is how we stay efficient. This is how we get so much done in the UMS. If you guys can hear that, that's living in Australia. They're called cockatoos, and by God, they're noisy. I don't know how well you can hear them. But I'm doing a real home workout here at my own home, showing you guys how you can do it in your own home with no equipment. One of the things that really sets aside these home workouts is pulling. The majority of home workouts that I've seen have no pulling in them at all. And the people that you're seeing in those videos did not get the physique that they've got by doing those kind of workouts, which means, in my opinion, they're just garbage. They're really, really useless. And what we're doing here is we're really getting enough volume on movements that are actually going to give muscle growth. When we did the original home workouts back in the lockdowns in 2020, those were the only things that I was doing for 12 weeks. That's how the UMS home workouts were created. All right, I'm recording all my stuff now for that round. And I put on 6 kilos of muscle, and you can see it on the videos from week 1 to week 12. It's really effective. It's a really effective way to train. Okay, nice work, team. We have 25 seconds left before we start round 4. So if you can't do the same amount of reps now as you were doing at the start of the workout, this is what the app's for. You record all your reps, and you only record reps that you do with proper technique. If you fail the technique, if your back starts to arch when you're pushing up, you don't count that rep. It's very, very important that you only count proper reps. Go. Here we go. So only when I can come all the way down under control and push back up, I only count those reps. If you're wondering why we go down for 3 seconds, that's called the eccentric phase of the contraction. And the majority of muscle growth actually happens from the damage that's caused to the muscle fibers during the eccentric contraction. So for muscle hypertrophy, So for muscle hypertrophy, for making your muscles bigger, the majority of that growth is a response to the damage that happens to the muscle fibers during the eccentric contraction. Pretty cool. So just by slowing down the way that we go down and being really deliberate with a 3-second eccentric contraction, we can get more muscle growth. Okay, we're going for another 10 seconds here. All right, nice work. Woo. All right, onto the pull-ups. Oop, my microphone's bugging out. Okay, here we go, team. One, 2, 3. Use your arms as much as you can. Use your legs as little as possible so that you really, and think of pulling those elbows right down to the hips. Start by pulling the shoulders back and down, keep the shoulders down as you go back down, and then release the shoulders. I think one more. Nice. All right, great work, team. Let's record my reps. Okay, 8 reps. 30 seconds, 8. And I will get 30 for this. All right. Couch stretch. So you'll probably be doing your couch stretch on a couch or a seat or something like that at home, but you can see I'm doing it against the wall just fine. When you look at the tutorial of the couch stretch, you can see it's me doing it on a bench, but you know, a couch, bed, wall, whatever, as long as you can put your foot up against it, like what I'm doing. And the real secret to it, this is one of the best stretches to offset sitting down all day long, and also to help fix anterior pelvic tilt. So what you've got to do is you've got to tuck that pelvis under and push back. So you push your body back here. When you can get your bum to touch the heel, that's when you need to make it more intense, and you do that by bringing the knee closer to the wall. So the further away this knee is from the wall, the easier it is, and the closer that knee is to the wall, the harder it is. Okay, a little bit longer. I forgot exactly when I started this side, but I'm pretty sure that's 30 seconds. Give it a few more just to be safe. Nice work, team. Woo! All right, I've already recorded my sets and reps, haven't I? Good stuff. Okay, we're into our final round. So yeah, if you didn't have 2 devices, for those of you using the app, you'll, it depends, you know. The follow along workouts, these are, some people, like, they just love them because, you know, you've got a coach talking through with you for the whole workout, and you get the whole thing done in less than an hour because you're following the time. Some people don't like that. Some people just don't use the follow along, and they just do a set and then they record their reps or weight and then they do the next set. So, you know, there's different ways you can use the app. You use it whichever way works for you. But I think 3 seconds, getting it done efficiently with a coach in your ear, I think is quite valuable. 1. Control that eccentric. It's our last round. Make sure that those shoulders are depressed at all times, the shoulder blades, so they're pulled down towards your feet. Oh, nice work. Woo! Okay, 8 reps. Okay, I'll grab some weight for this last set. So chest forward, push the bum back, get to that point where you feel that nice stretch. Keep pushing that chest forward, so you're really looking for that neutral spine. We don't want to be going like this when you do this stretch. We do Jefferson curls in the UMS, of course. And the Jefferson curls, we round our spine intentionally. But for this stretch, we're really trying to hit the hamstrings. And so we hit the hamstrings a bit harder by keeping those hinging from the hip. All right, here we go, team. Let's get this last set done, make it count. 1, 2. Pull those shoulders back and down. Doesn't matter if you do as many reps as I do, that's not the point. The quality of your reps is what matters most. Well done. All right, onto our couch stretch. Looking good, team. Tuck that pelvis under the body. Get into that posterior pelvic tilt. Pushing back. Woo. Getting my heart rate up. A few droplets of sweat. Burning some calories. Good stuff. Okay, a little bit longer for this side. So this is just the primary workout, of course. Primary workout is where we do our big compound lifts. So for the upper body bent arm strength, it's push-pull and our lower body stretching. The supplementary circuit, which we're about to do, that's where we get our supplementary work done. So we're going to be working on the rotator cuff, very important, the inner unit. So we create balance between the outer unit of prime movers and inner unit of stabilization muscles. So rotator cuff, scapular stabilizers for the shoulders, in the lower body, knee stabilizers, hip stabilizers. It's also where we do our core work. So we're going to be doing that next. So make sure you get this done. But the good thing about the UMS as well is if you've only got 40 minutes, if you just do the warm-up and the primary workout, that's way less than 40 minutes. And that still gives you a really good workout. So if you're ever short on time, some is always better than none. One of the biggest mistakes people make in the fitness industry is having this all or nothing mentality where they think like they plan to train 5 days a week for an hour, and if they can't do their 1 hour workout, they don't do anything. And of course that banks up and you go 3 or 4 days without doing anything. If you compare that to, okay, I've only got time for 30 or 40 minutes today, I'll just do what I can. And if you just do even 20 minutes, if you just do like one of the 20-minute stretching routines in the app, if you did that daily as opposed to nothing, the way that that adds up over time, so some weeks you get 5 workouts done, some weeks you get 2 workouts done and 3 20-minute routines, other weeks you just do 20-minute routines daily, the way that that adds up as opposed to this period of time where you don't do anything because you're so busy is infinitely different. It is honestly the difference between people that achieve nothing and people that get really good results. All right, team, that is the end of the primary workout. Let's get set up for the supplementary circuit. Starting in 8 seconds, everybody. I'm using a bottle of apple cider vinegar to show the home workout version. 3, 2, 1, go. Doing the weak side first. Okay, coming up, controlling it for 3 seconds on the way down. Keep the shoulder depressed at all times. So this shoulder is pulled down towards the hip and the elbow is fixed in place. We're training the external rotators here of the rotator cuff. Very important exercise to do to create structural balance in the shoulders. And we do 8 to 10 reps. Hopefully you guys are keeping count better than me because I'm talking, but we need to do the same amount of reps and the same amount of weight on each side. Okay, so I'll just record my reps now. Okay, we're in the rest period. We're officially in the rest period. And I did 10 reps. And now we change sides real quick. 10 seconds left. Same reps, same weight on the strong side as you did on the weak side, and that's how we overcome imbalances. Okay, shoulder depressed, elbow fixed in place, 3-second eccentric. So imbalances between the inner unit of stabilization muscles like the rotator cuff, scapular stabilizers, and the outer unit of prime movers like the pecs, lats, biceps, triceps, deltoids, imbalances between those muscle systems are a leading cause of shoulder injury. So this is very, very important for bulletproofing your shoulders and preventing injuries from happening. Okay. Now, of course, if you've got any weight at home, go for it. Use some weight. But like we're talking like somewhere between 1 pound and 5 pounds for most people. That's not, you don't use a lot of weight for that exercise. You know, so I use like 2 kilos and that's enough to really challenge me. Getting ready in 3, 2, 1. Okay, bent knee, hollow body hold. Okay, so we've got the abs engaged, lower back's pushed firmly into the ground, shoulders are up off the ground, feet are just off the ground, and we're really working the abs. You only hold for as long as you can hold this position for with good technique, okay? And if this is too easy for you, you do the rock version, and of course you can click the drop down menu in the app to select that. But you only do the rock if you can actually maintain a rocking motion like what I did, and you're not like bottoming out. But the hold is enough for most people when they're starting. So you want to feel those abs, lower back pushed firmly in the ground. If there's a gap under your lower back that you can get your hands under, it's too hard for you. Okay, so I did 40 seconds. Record my time, whoops. Okay, 40 seconds. Okay, here we go. Getting ready for the scapular stabilization work. Prone floor slide. So, what I'm doing is I'm keeping my scapula depressed at all times. So that means that the shoulder blades are pulled down and the elbow and wrist are touching the ground. If your scapula starts to elevate, you stop and you go back. Okay? So that might mean that you can only get to here. I've been doing this for years so I can get really good range of motion without my scapula elevating. But this is what, and the nose touches the ground at all times. Everything in the body is relaxed except for the muscles that control scapular depression, the scapular stabilizers. Okay, so you're going to feel that across your upper back. You'll also feel it in your lats a bit. Well done, team. That's round 1 done. I think I got 5 reps on that exercise. Okay, so we're getting ready for round 2. Straight into it. And go. So it's all about efficiency. We only take that 20-second break. We get a nice 4 rounds done in a really efficient amount of time. Okay, elbow fixed in place, scapula depressed. If you can do 10 reps for all 4 rounds without breaking technique and, you know, restricting this movement to external rotation, then of course you can do more weight in the next workout. Sometimes you can change weight within a workout if you can feel, oh, that's too easy for me, you know. Okay, I'll just record my weight. When you're doing the same amount of weight and the same reps on each round, it's really easy because you just click it like what I just did then. Okay, and we get ready. Stay efficient, team. Get it all done. Okay. I like to try to encourage people to not drink in the rest intervals of the supplementary circuit. Hopefully you've hydrated enough already before the workout and during the primary workout, because 20 seconds, it's a very rushed time to grab a drink. And it's really important to get these reps done with good tempo, good technique. It really adds up to build the physique that you're all here for, to make you strong and flexible. Last one. All right. Okay. Bent knee, hollow body hold. Here we go, team. I'll face this way so you can see me from a different angle this time, starting in 10 seconds. So you don't have to hold this for 40 seconds at all costs. That's not how this works. You do it for as long as you can with good technique. And good technique is lower back pushed firmly into the ground, shoulders off the ground, knees at 90-degree angle, and feeling it in your abs. If you stop feeling it in your abs, if your lower back starts to come off the ground, that's when you stop and you record however long you got. So if you got 15 seconds, that's what you get. Totally fine. Nice. All right. Got my 40 seconds again. Okay, getting ready for the prone floor slide. This one takes a little bit of time, so I don't mind starting a bit early if you want to get a few more reps in. Okay, slow and controlled movements. You don't get any points for rushing this, okay? You get points for doing it properly. Keep the shoulders depressed at all times. Keep everything else in your body relaxed. When you come back down here, pull your elbows down as far as they'll go. Really activate those scapular stabilizers and then hold that scapula in the depressed position as you elevate your arms. As you raise your arms up above your head. Pull those elbows down hard, but keep them on the ground. Nice. Well done, team. Hope you can hear me laying on my stomach there. Woo! All right, we are halfway through this circuit. Okay. If you've got any weight, like look, I've got these little weights here. This is 1.5 kilos. Okay. And this is enough to really challenge me. So this is about 3.5 pounds. You do not get points for lifting really heavy weight that you can't control. Okay? It's all about being able to keep the elbow against the body, keep the shoulder depressed, okay? And be really intentional with end ranges. So that means that every rep you go all the way up, control it on the way down. Woo! So I got 1.5 kilos for that. So I've got to change my weight. And I got 8 reps. And now I've got to do the same reps, same weight on the strong side of my body. This is the strong side for me. 1, 2. If you want to start your round a tiny little bit early, like I did just then, that's totally fine. But you don't want to fall behind. When you fall behind, it's really hard to catch back up again, and it affects your whole workout. And like the cadence of the UMS workouts are one of the first things that you want to master. You want to get really used to this cadence, this way that we get so much done in such a relatively short amount of time. It's a really, really efficient way to train, and it's something that if you get used to, you will get incredible results. You really will. Because volume, workout volume, how much you do within a workout, it really matters. It really adds up. And if you don't get all this stuff done, you miss out on a lot of volume. Okay, here we go. Pushing that lower back firmly into the ground. Get those abs engaged. Almost there. 8 seconds if you're doing the full hold. 5 seconds left. Woo. Nice work. Okay. I don't mind getting started straight away on this one to have a little bit extra time to get it done. Nose touching the ground, elbows and wrists and forearms on the ground, scapula depressed at all times, slow, controlled movements. All the rest of your body is relaxed. Only the muscles in your upper back are working. And if you're doing this properly, you're probably going to feel them really working on overdrive, because those arms shouldn't be lifted off the ground. They should be gently gliding above the ground. Oh, well done. Woo! All right, we're in the last round now, everybody. I think I did 6 reps that time. I always forget how many I'm doing when I'm talking through a follow-along workout. Okay, here we go. So when you do buy your dumbbells for your home gym, it's really useful to have some really light dumbbells. But it depends on how strong you are, right? Like the bigger and stronger you are, you'll need a little bit heavier. But, you know, between like 2 and 10 pounds is really good to have for exercises like this. And we do a lot of stuff like this in the UMS, okay? And then, but then also, you know, from about, again, depending on how big you are, like 15 pounds up to 50 pounds. If you're in Australia, I'm talking about like 1 kilo to 5 kilos, and then 10 kilos up to 25 kilos. Depends on how strong you are. But if you had those dumbbells, you can really turn your home workouts into basically a hybrid. Like, it's still a home workout, of course, but it's not a no equipment workout. We can really start loading up the legs. We can start doing some good deadlifting, some shoulder pressing. We can like start doing bicep and tricep work. Some really cool stuff you can do. But that said, if you've got no equipment, these workouts are killer. They're so good to be able to do without any equipment. And I've just shown you guys ways that you can do this with absolutely no equipment. And, you know, just setting up a towel in your door, but also showing you how you could set up one of those door mounted pull-up bars and you know, add a little bit of weight here and there if you've got it. All right, here we go. Almost there, team. Less than 2 minutes left. Let's get it. Come on. Keep that lower back pushed firmly into the ground. Abs engaged. Feet together. Knees at that 90-degree angle, shoulders off the ground. "15 seconds left. "8 seconds. Well done. Woo. Okay. Last exercise, team. Almost there, guys. Let's finish strong. Great work, everybody. Woo! Good effort. If you want to see how to do that workout with gym equipment, you can click or tap the screen there. I'll take you through the full tutorials and everything for how to do this exact same type of workout, upper body strength, lower body flexibility, using these UMS principles, but with gym equipment. I'll see you in that next video. Here's an awesome home workout follow along video for upper body strength training for the chest, shoulders and back, and lower body flexibility training for the hip flexors and hamstrings. We get it all done in the same workout. And if you want to join in with me in real time, just click the link in the pinned comment.